AITA for telling my mail if she wants to give us a gift, she can start helping us by giving us free childcare. I'll try to keep this short. My wife's 36 effers, ML, has been on this kick lately of sending us random thibs that we didn't ask for or want. Some of these things have been super expensive, like a seat painting or a new bed for our little one, 2F. Mostly things that we didn't think needed to be replaced. My wife has told her mom repeatedly to instead put this money towards her IRA or start saving for retirement, but she insists on spending it on us instead. So far, she sent us a new bed, which we unpacked and put together, and was slightly too big to fit in our girls' room. We asked her if she wanted to return it for a refund or keep it, and either put it in our garage or keep it at her house and keep boring the little one for sleepovers. She, of course, picked the latter, which means it will never get used. Next was the painting, which we explicitly told her not to send. My wife's cousin does digital art, and she wanted to get us one of her pieces as a print as our Xmas gift this year. She still sent us a fortnight print in the fall, despite us telling her not to. Now wants to know if we want to put it in one of our rooms or my wife little one's office. I told her one and told my wife she should have me tell her about the incident with the bed. But she doesn't wear mom hurt, but she doesn't listen either. The last straw gasp in with this sand toy. She found some table that pours sand out of some roll and encourages creativity for 50 USD. Again, we were super excited to hear about this one for through already mentioned reasons. She then found the light beat, like it TVs for kid to learn the alphabet for toddlers, or a light bright, which am not convinced us any better. I finally snapped and told her over text that my wife and I feel like all she has been doing is trying to pawn off a bunch of expensive junk to us. She hasn't helped us financially, let alone watched the little one more than maybe helped with a diaper when she visited. If she really wants to help us, Thuan, she would give us free childcare. We have moved back to her home state to be closer to her, and she lives less than an hour away. My mom travels to us at least 2 weekends a month to watch her while we work, and we pay her. If she further insists on giving us this or any other junk as a gift, the least she could do is give us the same amount of money and estimate how much to cost her to take her for an overnight. My wife and her had a fight, and my wife is upset at me too. So AITA? Next story. AITA for saying I'll no longer pay my daughter's tuition if her dad adopts her. My ex Ryan, 35 and I, 35F, dated for a couple of years in college. For context, he has a lot of health issues due to bad genetics. When I got pregnant, he did not want to have a child, regardless of the fact he could not have many more, if not any. We had already broken up by the time I gave birth to our daughter, Luna. My ex-husband Matthew, 34 meters, and I met each other when Luna was 6 meters. One of the reasons I fell in love with him is because Luna and he loved each other. However, she calls us by our first names. It was her choice because I told her about her biological father when she was 4, with Matthew's approval, and she wanted to call her by our names, since Biodad wasn't a figure in her life. Fast forward to June. She finished her junior year, and I met my college sweetheart some weeks after. He is a widower with one daughter, who Luna met in a summer camp this year. When Luna found out Carla was her biological father's ex-wife, she asked Ryan to let them be sisters. Luna doesn't believe in coincidences. She told me she had to make the dream come true, and she's been asking about adoption ever since she came Keemans. It sounds pretty magical, but I told Luna I'd pay for her tuition and leave her the house my parents left to me if she ever encountered emergencies. Matthew left her our family home and a car. This was our plan. She is flying without a college debt. Carla doesn't have enough money for a degree, and her father didn't think she'd make it to college. Neither did Carla till she met my daughter. I know if he adopts her, my daughter is going to try to help her sister in college. I just know her. I won't stop her, but I won't help her. So I mentioned that to Ryan, and he went a little mad. He said that made him feel like I was going to make any choice matter financially. I told him I wasn't going to make a choice out of her control and that she's free to choose. In fact, Luna doesn't even consider herself our daughter anymore. In her words, even her dad, Ryan, was Matthew's best friend, and all her paternal figures are now in one family, and I should be happy for that. Luna told me she'd cut me off my life, just like Carla did. Carla kept contact with me till New Year and has ignored me since. I reminded her of our agreement, and she accused me of blackmail. I don't know what to do. Matthew thinks I'm overreacting, my Mael thinks I should fight for her love and let it be, and my mother says that's what independence means, cutting people off. Am I the AH? Next story. AITA for telling my friend that my husband did not sign up to be her father. This happened about 2 weeks ago. I'll call my friend Carol and my husband Freddie. Carol, 20F, and I, 24F, are quite close, but not enough for me to tell her about my husband leaving me, 24F. However, on the day my husband left me, I of course told her so. We arranged to meet. As I said before, 2 weeks ago, Freddie came back and apologized for abandoning me. The reason I agreed was because we got married 6 months ago and I was pregnant with his child. We had a miscarriage. Another reason was that I knew Freddie had issues growing up, both physically and mentally. 2 weeks ago, Carol knocked on my door like she usually does, and Freddie opened the door. She started going off on him, calling him the AH for leaving me. Freddie's trauma from his childhood came back. He started shaking and having continuous flashbacks of his mother being in a domestic violence relationship. However, Carol just said he was faking it and he didn't deserve to be my husband. I told her to get out of my house / leave my husband alone because he's already faced enough and he is trying to be a good father. Carol turned around and said, "Well, I didn't know he was my father." I snapped and said that Freddie did not sign up to be her father at all. Freddie came here to be my husband. It's been 2 weeks, and she still hasn't spoke to me. All of my other friends have taken her side, so that's why I'm here. Am I the AH? Next story. AITA for telling my parents that their traditional wedding idea is stupid. My 16F parents, 42-44, are big into giving back to the community when they can. On the surface, this is great. Unfortunately, they are insistent that they extended this to our whole extended family. My parents aren't low contact with our family, but they're distant with most of them because they've usually insist on us kids donating our birthday and/or holiday presents to charity. A few years back, they had one of their brilliant ideas of either a potluck or a pancakes and pine straw idea. We then had a Zoom meeting with the extended family, and my parents wanted to talk about the growing trend of people spending way too much on weddings. They told my cousins, my older sibling, their partner and I were on the call too, that we would have a pancake breakfast reception with a church or civic group doing the pancakes, and that the charity could dispose the money from the donation jar as their wedding gift. We'd eat the pancakes in a park or rec centre and do pine straw to sit on. Or we could have a potluck for the reception. And same deal, a donation jar is passed for charity. The donation jar or funds could be used as the wedding gift. This wasn't that bad, since previous holiday gifts have been, we wake up Christmas morning and are given the gift of going downtown to feed the homeless breakfast.